Good morning. Somewhere, I don't know. It is here, I know that. This is going to be kind of a wonky video since I'm going to do the big reveal first on the fret job, and then I'm going to go back and as the video progresses I'll be showing what I did to recrown these frets, show how I do it. Also, there's a couple of side tracks, well, at least one I know of, and that is that I dolled up the bridge a little bit. So, with that, we'll have a little sip of coffee, courtesy of Pickle Rick. Anyway, so here it is. This is the finished product. Let's start with the bridge. I'm going to flip this thing around so I can see what I'm doing. Get the shadows off of it. Fortunately, I don't have studio lighting in this particular place, but there's the bridge all finished up. Later on in the video I'll show why I did what I did and when I did it and how and good and blah blah blah. Okay, and then here we have recrowned polished frets, one end to the other. I should note that I didn't do this all in like 1 hour. I took my time over the course of a week doing this project, a little bit every morning, 2 or 3 frets. I think the most I did was 4 down towards this way, towards the headstock. All at once. It's kind of like the grand finale. And yeah, so a little bit every morning. Not like it's someone else's guitar, it's not going anywhere. I have plenty of other guitars to fart around with if I feel like playing, which I do constantly. I'm excited to get this one finished, and with that we'll get busy on showing you exactly what I went through to get this project completed. Hello, I'm way down here. I got the camera set up kind of trippy here so I can give this illustration. I think it's important to note the different sizes of files. Here's one that is the biggest one that I got with a kit. For this particular, where did I put it? There it is. For this particular fret size, I'm using the smallest one that came with it. It's important that, because I think you can get these with just one file. And what I like about this is you can order the files if they wear out. You can order new ones. Anyway, just the file, not the actual tool that it goes on. You can take it off that little screw right there. That's how I change it out. But anyway, it's important to pick the right size. And once again, if you're not comfortable with doing this with your guitar, then don't do it. Have someone do it for you. Or practice on a piece of crap before you try on your good guitar. Anyway, so, and this is the reason why it's important when you're using one that is too big. What you're going to accomplish is, I think I'll zoom this in just a little bit. Let's see if I can get a better shot of this unit here. I think you can probably see it, but where's my zoom? Yeah, let's zoom it out. Let's zoom it in. Yeah, we'll do it like that there. Can I move that into the picture? Yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's imagine that this piece of paper right here, that curvature right there, is my file. When I file it down, if I use the biggest one, what I'm going to accomplish is just almost just flattening the top of the fret like that. That's what these red marks indicate here. And the red line is what will happen with the fret By the way, this is a cross section looking this way at the fret, and this here's the fretboard. So you're looking long ways down the fret here. So when you use too big of a file, boom, you don't. You have these pointy edges on the side, and you're just flattening the top, which will wear down quickly to a point where it's not going to play right. So I have prepared for you the proper procedure, I think, right here. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, so this one here represents the file that I am using for this Breedlove. It has tiny little frets. So as you can see, this file gauge, which is the one that I have on the tool right now, will round it off a lot better. It may have little edges around the very bottom, but you're going to have more of a rounded fret. And I a lot of times will take and with my sandpaper clean up these edges if there is any. So that's what you're trying to accomplish right there, is getting it nice and round. So with that, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, and someone actually watches this video, you can send a question in the comments. But like I said, default on anything that I do, especially on more technical stuff like this, if you don't feel comfortable doing it to your $10,000 guitar, then don't do it. Hire someone to do it for you that is a professional, that has done it many times. So with that, we're going to move on to the next little step here. Move back. Oops, I always get that wrong. And show exactly how I do this. I like to start in the upper register and work my way this way, because when I've done this much of it, I've done roughly half of it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12. Yeah, if I go there to there, that's more than half of the work. And I like to get the hard part done first, and it can become tedious. But the trick to this game is finding the Sharpie first, and then just like I think I demonstrated yesterday, you take and put a Sharpie guide coat, as I call it, on the top of the fret. And what you're trying to accomplish, maybe I can use this picture, is as this part of it, well, where the hell is it? Yeah, right there. As here we go. As this part of it comes off, it's going to be wearing off the Sharpie. And when you just have a little tiny point in the middle of Sharpie, that's when you're pretty much done. So at least that's when I'm done. That's when I start polishing it, and polishing it will take down the rest of it without taking it too far. So I'll file this one and try to get an aerial of it for you in just a second. As you can see there, if you can see there, I can see there just barely. I had to turn the light off. The light was putting too much reflection on it, but right here, you can see it. I might go a little bit further, then start polishing it. See the line right there. Top is completely cleaned off. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go through one whole fret just to make sure that we got everything going good. I've done 9, well technically 10 since I did the number 6 fret. I've done 9 frets starting from the sound hole going towards the headstock. I'm on this one right here, and we'll get this procedure started. I think I've made it perfectly clear that I don't take the whole neck all at one time. It's essentially a waste of time and tape, because I can reuse this tape on the next at least 2 frets. And so save a little bit of tape, which isn't the biggest deal, not that expensive, but I just don't want because I don't do this all at once. I started this a couple days ago, and I just do it at my leisure because I'm in no hurry. I have 9 guitars if I feel like playing, which I do commonly. You like playing? Anyway, part A is, it's been discussed. Put a guide code on there on the flat part that's been filed off, so that you use that as a guide to when you are done recrowning, getting a crown on that. And then I think I mentioned in another portion of this video that if you take the burr and flip it around so that you're cutting when it's coming backwards rather than cutting when it's forward, it cuts down on that what do you call it, bouncing around or chattering. So I use the forward motion as a guide, and then I apply a little pressure going back, pressure going back, pressure going back. And as I continue, you obviously see that the Sharpie is getting smaller and smaller, and eventually come to a point. So once you see what's going on, see it's coming to a point right now. This is one of the ones that didn't get hit that hard with the leveling because it was lower than the rest of the frets. But it's starting to come to a point, so I'm going to continue on until I can barely see it. Point that is. Where we want to go with the contour, I'm going to shade it off properly. Which also, if you wear off the Sharpie in the middle first, you still have Sharpie on either end, you want to kind of target your filing to the ends or the area of the fret that is still an issue. Still have Sharpie on it. That way you're not shading down too much in the middle. So in other words, you're not always going even strokes over it. I want to make sure that you're not going to defeat the purpose of leveling the frets in the first place by cutting them down too far, or welding them down too far. So I think I'm good there. I brush the shavings off. A little brush tool. Let me turn on this light real quick. Take a peek. The light's sometimes more of a problem than it's worth. Anyway, so now what I do is I take my little happy block here with the slot in it, and I've been using 400 on some of these, and so I'll use 400 on this one too to get the chatter out if there's any. I don't see any. But I'll put the slot over the middle so it pushes the sandpaper up into the block. It makes a little rounded end there. I'll check it again. It looks like we're good to go on that. So then I switch over to 2000, which I actually use a new piece of, but I think I've got a clean spot right here. And I burn it with 2000. And I don't see any washboard on it, so it's doing pretty good. And I can get crazy with the 2000 because it's not going to take a whole bunch of material off. It's only going to smooth it out. So, and then what I do is I take the tape off, believe it or not. Some people freak out and they stick it to the desk so I can reuse it. Don't freak out now. And then I take my, I'm going to get a fresh piece of steel wool, and I polish not only the fret itself, but I clean all the gunk off the fretboard itself. And start in on the next one. I'm getting closer to the next fret I'm going to be doing. So I clean all the gunk off. And then, this is beautiful. And then I take a little piece of t-shirt with some fine polishing cream. I don't know if you can see that. Fine, well, you don't need to see it. Just really fine polishing cream, automotive. And I make sure that I take the, let's see if I can find the spot here. Take and get it all mushed in there because I don't want a huge mess. Because I eventually have to clean that up out of the pores in the fret, or in the fingerboard. So then I take and I polish the fret and the wood with this garbage here. Hello, my apologies. I promised to show the bridge work in this video, but it's getting a little too long, so we're gonna cut it loose. And I'll show the bridge work in the next video, which will be all about restringing and setting up the guitar itself, so, and test driving it. So if I can fit all that in the next video. Anyway, as far as using the steel wool on the neck, perfectly safe when you use quadruple zero. Don't get mistaken with the 3 zeros or even the 2 zeros. You want to get quadruple zero. Very fine, doesn't harm the neck. And if you follow it up with a little bit of oil, this is a synthetic oil that I got from the local guitar store, music store. So it's if you don't have any oil, just go to your local store and see what they recommend. So with that, I think we're going to end this video, and in the next video we will go over some other stuff like the bridge, restringing, and what do you call it, tuners as well. This is going to be another subject. So enjoy your day, and I will talk to you soon, maybe. We'll see.